Athens Assembly will be located up on the Nix Hill, an important site in the creation of ancient democracy. The site looks down over the Agora and the sprawling city, and up towards the monumental hill of the Acropolis. This site is a key node of the group master plan. The project aims to build on the plan's 5 key themes, with politics, connectivity and education at the core of its programme, and the potential to include water harvesting and agriculture within the structure and landscaping. The ancient Themistoclean walls ran just south of the Nix Assembly, and were built to prevent further attacks from the Persians in the 5th century BCE. Throughout history, both walls and politics have been used to divide people, us versus them, the civil versus the tyrants, the left and the right. The Athens Assembly aims to reimagine these past structures, tracing lines of antiquity while subverting the narrative, welcoming randomly selected citizens from around Athens and allowing them to debate and voice important opinions in a deliberative democracy. First, the dirt currently covering the ruins of the various Nix developments will be removed, retaining the stone wall. The path of the ancient Themistoclean wall will be traced to create an elevated walkway, permeated throughout to encourage movement. The Citizens' Assembly will sit on the Nix ruins, reimagining the mass of the 3rd iteration of the ancient site. An entrance tower and bridge will create a new access point, drawing visitors closer from the Spine Road. Raised above the ruins, a reception area will connect the elevated walkway down to an underground passage to the new assembly. A cafe-restaurant will be located on the east, allowing the spectacular view of the Acropolis to be enjoyed over a cup of coffee or a meal. A new viewpoint at ground level also frames the view for visitors walking up and around the Citizens' Assembly. The library is located to the west, with an elevated walkway connecting to the accommodation for the changing participants of the Athens Assembly. A reception area for participants will be located next to the old observatory, welcoming them into the site from a car drop-off area, although they can also enter the site from the main entrance at the north. A second underground passage connects the accommodation to the assembly. Developing on the programme of the 4 main areas, the elevated walkway will be used for water harvesting to help supply this development and its gardens. Receptions and entrance points are placed to allow visitors to access the site from all angles. The Citizens' Assembly will contain a public viewing platform for non-participants, and the underground pathways will display the history and artefacts from the Nix and ancient politics. The roof of the assembly and surrounding areas will be landscaped with various Athenian flora. The enclosed area south of the library will house a quiet, shady reading garden, and the library itself will contain computers and small meeting rooms. The accommodation for assembly participants will contain units with shared kitchens and living spaces to encourage connections and conversations between participants. The Themistoclean towers will provide vertical movement alongside storage for community groups to use the new gathering spots. The development aims to employ a monastic, reflective environment, particularly within the formal, symmetrical areas of the Citizens' Assembly and underground passageways. Above, the landscape and other programme areas will be asymmetrical and more informal, slightly playful and inviting, even at night time. The project aims to take inspiration from the Holy Church of St. Demetrius, located just south of the site. Rebuilt by Dimitri Pikionis, the small set of buildings is carefully considered and serene, inviting inquiry and introspection.